Hey guys, so welcome back to my motivational series. Guys, today is an amazing day because I'll be teaching you how to forgive. Guys, how to forgive. Guys, the basis of forgiveness is making sure that no matter what, that you're never intention, that whatever you're lacking is what you are receiving. In a sense, so you have to be able to receive something that you never had. So how do you do that? You make sure no matter what, that you're in a state of showing yourself a better way. Show yourself a better way through your emotions to let go and let go of the tension. When you're letting go of tension, you always forgive. So when you're thinking about a certain person, let go of the tension you have with them. When you're thinking about sex, let go of the tension of the lack you have with sex, for example. So when I'm talking about sex, make sure that you're never lacking sex. Make sure that no matter what, that when you think about sex, let go of the tension with sex. You may be a person who's lacking sex. You may be a person who's lacking something in life. Whatever you're lacking, you need to let your tension rise below in terms of you must be able to let it go. You must be able to let your tension capitulate in a way that it's going to let go of your stress and your negativity about it. So you may be a person who actually has some type of problem with mental health issues, losing weight, or maybe your poor self-esteem that you may have. No matter what, guys, you have to realize that whatever happens in life, that you forgive yourself about it. So when I'm doing my videos, I'm making sure to forgive myself in daily life about what I say, and that I'm always growing from what I say. So when I'm growing, I'm always doing something according to what's better for me, how to live life, how to talk on the go, and how to actually forgive myself as I talk. So when I'm talking, I'm actually finding ways for myself to actually forgive myself, and I'm always forgiving and I'm always letting go of that tension. So make sure that the tension in your hands is actually dropping down energy from your hands. So make sure that when you go this way, you actually feel energy falling apart from your hands, okay? So when you go this way, you'll feel as though steam is coming out of your hands. So when you're standing up, for example, when you stand up, you have to be able to make sure that you just do this, and that you're just letting go of all the tension you have. You're just letting go. You're just natural about it. You think about sex now, and you're saying sex, and you're letting go of the tension in sex, and it's coming down. It's coming through your fingers. It's just so when you see soccer players, they have to do this. So when you think about sex, you're letting go of that tension with sex. You understand? You're letting go of the tension with sex. You're letting go of the tension with that person. You're just letting go of them. You understand? You have to let go of them. So in terms of that aspect of life, you have to realize that what I've just done is for all areas of life. You need to be able to forgive, and you need to be able to just let your emotions ride. Let your emotions talk, okay? Make sure that you're never a person who is backlashing at yourself or saying you stupid idiot to yourself, or make sure that no matter what, you're never gossiping about other people, because when you gossip about other people, you're always a person who resents other people. Do you understand? So when somebody is doing something in according to never allowing you to do something, realize this, that no matter what, you never have to say anything about them. You understand? You never have to give a word to that person that has treated you in a negative way, because as soon as you say something, you may cause resentment. You understand? So in the saying of nothing, okay, realize that you say something that's going to be beneficial for you to grow. So how do you do that? Make sure that no matter what, you're always a person who never judges. You're always a person who's letting go of the world around you. Make sure that you're letting go of the past. Make sure that you're never scared to communicate. Making sure that you're always letting go and forgiving yourself in daily life. Forgive yourself in what you've done in the past. Guys, what the past is right now, you have to understand that. You have to understand the past is right now. You have to understand that no matter what happens, there's always a moment in time where you have to realize that the future is also now, and that you realize that no matter what, there are people in your life who are actually hating you, and you have to forgive them for that. You understand? Because if you hold on to that hate that they have for you, you start to hate them also. So never be a person who's hating anyone, but just go your own way, leave the crowd, make sure you never talk to them. That way you will forgive them easily. You'll forgive them much more easily. So in the process of forgiving, it's all about a state of mind. Let's have a better state of mind. Let's have a better meditation technique. Here I am sitting right next to a beautiful water fountain over here, and you may be hearing the nice beautiful water gestures. Guys, it's very relaxing, but the only relaxing method that I do in daily life is now that I just let go of every tension that I have. So in the past I was lacking a lot of sex. I was lacking my ability to be with women and to chase women and all that stuff. So no matter what, I never chase women anymore, and I also never talk with women right now because, guys, I'm focusing on myself at the moment. So I have no time for women, I have no time for kids, I have no time for people. You understand? I have time for myself only, and I find myself doing much better in life doing it this way, because I get to live my passion, I get to do my dreams, I get to travel the world, I get to be an entrepreneur. And guess what? I'm not a wannabe entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur who's giving value. I am an entrepreneur who's problem solving, and an entrepreneur states that a person who is an entrepreneur is a person who problem solves. So when you do self-education, you're always going to be an entrepreneur. No matter how much money you have. You understand? When you're a person who's better than yesterday, you're always going to be able to forgive, you're always going to be able to do something incredible, you're always going to be able to talk about life more, because life is forgiveness. So always realize that you keep coming back to the topic, but you realize that you expand your topic based on every area of life, and realize that accepting is a key to success. Accepting the moment, accepting what's happening is your forgiveness method. When you forgive, you will grow. You will actually always make sure that you find the words to say in your forgiveness. So last night what happened was, just in the early morning, I finished the podcast, which is course 19, which is episode 19, and it talks about the basis of something that I said in terms of the basis of an extraordinary person. And you have to realize that no matter what, you have to go and see that also for yourself, so you can really help yourself to become extraordinary. So in terms of podcasting, guys, no matter what, you need to be able to be a person who is forgiving everything that you do. You need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive your family, your everybody that is in your life. And you realize that your family is you. Then you have biological parents who have actually raised you. And guys, how they raised you is the person you are today. You understand? And who you believe and who you talk with is the fundamentals of who you are today. No matter what, when you grow up from a little kid, and over 18 years time, you are surrounded by mostly 99% of the world. So be careful with how you are living life, because guys, no matter what, when you're growing up in a poor family, such as how I used to grow up, and I grew up that way, I realized that the people around me were people who had money, people who were just daily life people, but guys, they never taught me anything. They never taught me how to grow, they never taught me education, they never taught me anything about entrepreneurship, they never taught me how to lead, they never taught me how to look greater, and they never taught me how to become a vegan. They never taught me how to lose weight. Do you understand? So the people around you are always going to drag you down. So you realize that when you're growing up, you're surrounded by poor people, you're surrounded by middle class people. Now, middle class is the new poor. Do you understand? Middle class is another term for a poor person. People who make $100,000 and less are poor people in terms of financial capacity. You understand? So you need to realize that a poor person can be poor spiritually, mentally, physically, they can be poor financially, and you have to realize that you need to be a person who is always independent and interdependent. Go for interdependence, but first you need to become independent from dependence. Make sure that you're a person who, no matter what happens, you're always learning, you're always growing, you're always figuring out what to say. And guys, just go with the moment, forgive yourself about what you're saying, and realize that the world is there for you when you're helping for free. When you're helping for free, doing something educational, doing something that's going to help somebody else, do something much better. Forgive yourself in the moment, every single moment. Just let go of the tension. Each second that I speak out and make a mistake, I forgive myself for it. I forgive myself for the mistake I made. Now, most people see mistakes as actual sin. You understand? So guess what? There is no sin in life. As the Buddha says, there is no sin. So just realize that you learn from your mistakes, that you actually are a person who is resilient, that you're a person who is growing somehow. You're growing somehow, you're doing what works. You're actually a person who has an interest in life. You create interest. Remember that in a life of forgiveness, you need to create more interest in your life. The more interesting you are, the more you forgive. The more positive you are, the more you forgive. The more confident you are, the more you forgive. The more courageous you are, the more you forgive. So realize that no matter what, when you're doing videos on the go, when you're traveling the world, when you're financially free, when you're doing something amazing in terms of health, you're always going to be a better forgiver. Forgive and you shall receive. You understand? Forgive more, forgive more, forgive more, and you'll grow into the person that you need to be. Guys, forgiveness is your number one weapon. You understand? Now, no matter what, when you combine forgiveness with integrity in your eye, when you're saying the belief in your eye, you realize that you are the most important person in your life. So never, never, ever resent anybody who resents you, because those people who resent you are below you. You understand? So, guys, I forgive all my critics. I forgive my actions as well. Guys, I've made many mistakes, and guess what? Here I am still today. Now I'm better than yesterday. I'm doing much better. I'm learning much faster. So always learn much faster. Always learn better. Always do something better. Always seek to forgive yourself about what you've done. Make sure you're never feeling guilty. Make sure you're never feeling shame. Make sure you're never shy in life. Make sure that you're an introvert. Make sure that you're doing something that is extroverted. Make sure that you're boosting your confidence, but make sure that you're writing it down. Make sure that you're doing some audio, that you're doing some video, that you're doing something in accordance to that's going to actually help you in life to succeed. So no matter what, make sure that you never pay attention to those victims out there. Do you understand? Make sure that you're always doing something that interests you, doing something that's really going to help you to succeed, something that's really going to help you build a life for yourself. Do you understand? So no matter what, guys, always push yourself to do content. Push yourself to be a content creator. You understand? Push yourself to be a content queen and king. So do something in accordance to helping people with mindset. That way, when you help people with mindset, you will be helped. How will you be helped? Because when you help others, you'll help yourself more. You'll find the information needed to help people. When you need to solve people's problems, that means you'll give a service. You understand? So people who solve people's problems will always give a service. So Zig Ziglar said, find a way to create a service, and you will also make sure that you achieve everything you ever need. And that's the most important aspect of life. Create a service and you'll get everything you ever need. He says, when you help people get what they need, you help yourself get what you need. So no matter what, guys, make sure you're creating a service out there. How you create a service? Start being a problem solver. Start looking for mathematical equations in terms of thoughts, and make common sense of everything that you see in the world. That's what I do. I make sure that no matter what, I turn on my YouTube video in terms of Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins. I see what they speak about. I grab an idea and I start to elaborate on that idea for 10 minutes. I just solved a massive issue that I had before. No matter what, I'm always seeking to solve people's problems. When you're a problem solver, when you help people more and more with problems, I promise you, you'll always be an entrepreneur. I promise you, you'll always be a person who is a leader and forgiving of everything. Solve more people's problems, you'll be a forgiver. You're saying you'll be a person who's forgiving the outside world for their mistakes and for what they've done. If they're making you jealous, realize this: never be jealous in the first place. You understand? If you realize that you're jealous of somebody who has a better girlfriend or more money or more success, realize to let go of the moment in terms of forgive yourself, but make sure that you're living in the moment, okay? Let go of this moment in terms of who you are, okay? Let go of who you are right now. Die to the past, as Eckhart Tolle says. So I dove into actual reading 5 years ago, and guys, I've been consistent 1 hour a day, and then I increased it to 9 hours a day. I increased it to three hours a day. So I did every single day as much as I can, but I was always consistent at 1 hour a day, and I read for over 100. I read for over 1,400 times in terms of 1,400 times in terms of 1,400 hours. I've read already in terms of audiobooks and YouTube videos, and I even tracked it down inside my audio book statistic plan, where you can actually see how much I actually read, and it says over 35 days worth of information in terms of I listened 35 days and more. So when you go 35 days times 24, that's how much I read. No matter what, guys, you have to realize I read more than that, and you have to realize now that every single book is going to talk about forgiveness. Every single book is going to talk about managing, sales, business, criteria, resume, mindset, spirituality, light, darkness. It's all related to physicality and health and forgiveness. So realize that everything is linked with everything. When you're a person learning nutrition, when you're a person learning something in life that's going to help you succeed, you always find a way to actually succeed and help others to solve their problems. So what do? You solve problems for free. You solve it for free first. Make sure that you stay quiet about it, because of you're solving problems. You see people that they see your profile, they see wow. You understand? That's the whole point. Make sure that they see wow when they see you. And make sure that you're always looking good. Make sure every time I see myself in the mirror, I see a sexy person. You understand why? I'm holding on to my disciplines, and I'm increasing my discipline to create videos more and more every single day now. I can do 2 hours a day easily now, because I solved the problem of being able to do it in terms of before, and I'm always making sure that I'm always solving my problems now. But I've solved the issue that I had, which is no matter what, guys, this time round, I make sure to open up a YouTube video, I study a podcast, and then I use the ideas in the podcast to make my own videos and my own motivational videos. So I may grab an idea, as Tony Robbins is speaking with Robert Kiyosaki, for example, in a podcast. They talk about an idea, I see some interest there that I can speak about. I just pause the YouTube video and I go into my video section. I use the selfie stick remote, I press play, and I talk about 10 minutes on what they were talking about in terms of my ideas and how you can succeed from my perspective. And then I solve people's problems that way, and I solve my problems the most that way, because I get to elaborate on how to live a better life. So each time that I do a video, I am growing in the video right now. I'm actually growing because I'm actually doing it. Do you understand? So eventually, when you're reading 5-10 years, when you're reading every single day, eventually you'll see that reading never cuts it out for you, because knowledge alone will never do anything for you. It's about now reading and then teaching. Reading, teaching. That's the best method of life. You have to read and you have to teach at the same time. Now, what are you teaching? Well, you're just teaching people to solve their problems. You're teaching people to grow. You're teaching people how to do business. You're teaching people anything about life. And you're solving people's problems. And when they have problems, you solve those problems. You go up to a person, you say, what's your problem? They say some problem they have, you just solve it for them on the spot. You understand? But you never go up to the person. You just see around the world people are having problems with everything. You just start to give a perspective and solve their problems on video, audio, writing, quotes. Of over 20,000 quotes, I solved over 20,000 problems. Do you understand? No matter what, guys, you have no excuses to never forgive yourself. Make sure that when you do forgive yourself, that you realize that you're growing. You're growing, you're growing. When you have issues about sex, guys, I had issues about having sex and all that kind of stuff. I make sure to forgive myself. I make sure no matter what, I'm always a person forgiving about my lack of sex in life. So I had a lot of lack in life about sex. I still forgive myself today. Each time that I remember a porn video I watched, I say I forgive myself for what I see. I forgive myself for what they're doing. I forgive myself for even watching. I never beat myself in the head with it. And you realize if you hold on to a pornography video in your imagination, it's going to kill you. It's going to make you suffer, because they're always having sex in your mind. You understand? And you have to forgive yourself for that. You have to say, I forgive you guys. I forgive you. Yeah, it's nice, but I forgive yourself. Just forgive yourself. You understand? You never even watched in the first place. So no matter what, you have to realize that when you're watching other people have sex, when you're stuck in too much perversion, when you're realizing no matter what that you look at a woman and you have shame about it, guys, forgive yourself in that moment. When you have shame about the way you look, forgive yourself. Be in a constant state of forgiveness about how you look at people, how you perceive everything, how people are blaming you. Forgive them that they're blaming you. How people hate you, forgive them that they're hating you. How people are traumatizing you, forgive them that they're traumatizing you. Forgive them, otherwise you'll hate them, otherwise you'll be jealous of them. Forgive them, forgive everybody, and no matter what, when you are jealous of somebody, forgive yourself for being jealous. Understand? Forgive them for being jealous of you. If somebody hurts you, forgive them for hurting you. If they killed your son or family, forgive them, please. Otherwise, that hate is going to kill you. You understand? No matter what, you have to realize now, stay away from violence. Stay away from people who watch violence. Forgive people who are drinking alcohol and drugs, and who are doing drugs, and who are fighting other people, who are hitting their wives, who are causing violence, who are criminals, who are thieves, who steal people who steal stuff. Forgive them all. You understand? Make sure you're always forgiving. Forgive everything that's happening around you. Somebody looks at you in an intimidating way, or intimidates you, or looks at you the wrong or right way, realize this: there is no wrong or right. But realize that you may grab life in terms of wrong or right. Forgive yourself for being right-minded. Forgive yourself about being wrong-minded. Forgive yourself about everything that you're doing. You may make so many mistakes in terms of public speaking, and you're in front of the stage. You may humiliate yourself. Forgive yourself on stage. Say, I forgive myself now. Let's move on. And you make a joke out of it. No matter what, guys, forgive yourself about what you've done in life. That's all. That's life. That's the process of growth. Forgive yourself about the person you kicked. Forgive yourself about the teacher who harassed you. Forgive yourself about the people who raped you. You understand? Forgive yourself for being in that moment where the car hit you. Forgive yourself. You understand? It's just the way it is. It's never your fault. It's never anybody's fault. It's never the person's fault that hit you. It's never the person's fault that raped you. It's no one's fault. You have to realize that the world is surrounded by people who are putting all these thoughts in their mind, and they're dragging people down. And no matter what, you have to realize that the world is dragging people down. You understand? And you have to be around people who are dragging you up. And most people, for example, criminals who actually kill someone, those people were raised around people who fed them those thoughts to go kill someone. You understand? So you have to realize that those people who are criminals and killing people and thieves and raping people and people who are throwing babies everywhere, whatever's happening, you have to realize, forgive those people. And it's never funny. You have to realize, no, it's never funny that you hurt someone in life. Just forgive yourself. Make sure that you stay away from those people. Make sure that you're never laughing at cruelty. Do you understand? Forgive yourself for eating meat. Forgive yourself for having this issue that you have. Realize they are, no matter what, nobody will solve your problems, but forgive the people that hurt you. Forgive the people who said you look who said that you look a certain way, or that gave you nicknames in a teasing way, or that bullied you. You understand? Forgive them and move on. Just move on with your life. You understand? Just move on. When you see ducks fighting, actual ducks, they go quack, 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 quack. They start to bite each other, and then they just leave one another. There's no issues anymore. You understand? They just like this for 2 seconds, and they go separate ways. Why? Because the ducks forgive each other. You understand? They forgive each other. Otherwise, when you never forgive, the two ducks will be fighting all the time. They'll just be together, stuck together, always fighting and fighting without forgiveness. So as soon as you see the ducks move away from each other, they forgave each other. You understand? It's so quick. You understand? So never be a person who brings out the past. And you done this to me, or you made me do this, or they are making me stand here, or you bought me the ice cream, or whatever. You understand? Or because of you I do this. Guys, no matter what, never blame other people. Never complain. Oh, but they put me in a 9-to-5 job. You understand? What can you do about it? Guys, no matter what, nobody's forcing you to work in a 9-to-5 job in the first place. You understand? Oh, but you travel the world on government allowance. You understand? No. Listen, guys, no matter what, how I live my life, that's the way I live my life. You understand? I live my life because I'm free from the 9-to-5 job. I'd rather be traveling Australia 9 months, because I have, and on the allowance. You understand? And no matter what, I'm not on the allowance. What I'm really on is on life. I'm in life right now. You understand? I never take anybody's pay in life. I never work for pay in life. What I do is I use other people's money to travel the world, and I find myself never ashamed about it. Now, people who are ashamed about me doing that, they are ashamed for never doing it. You understand? So forgive yourself for how I live life. Forgive yourself that, hey, yes, I borrow some money now to go live my life, to be able to live past 100 years old while they are working on a 9-to-5 job, while they're killing themselves and so that I can actually outlive them. So, do you understand my tactic? My tactic is I use other people's money while they are working on a 9-to-5 job so that I can live longer in the process. So each and every week, they have to go 40 hours a week to work. I get 40 hours to actually work for myself and have more time freedom. That's a long life in that process. Do you understand? I have a longer life schedule over the next decade and more. Why? Because I'm just doing self-education now. I'm free. I wake up on my own accord. I wake up anyway before 10:30 just to give an extra $16 here at Perth Central Backpackers. You understand? That's where I'm staying at the moment. And no matter what, guys, I'm giving $16 a night for a nice, beautiful bedroom for myself. And yes, there's people inside, there's 6 people. There's only one person down there and two in the other room. No matter what, guys, I'm peaceful. You understand? So the way I live my life is I make sure that I can live longer while they are working like slaves. That's a smart tactic. So I suggest you do that too. Make sure that you're grabbing the government's money and making sure that you're using the government's money to help you. You understand? Use what you have. Use your money, and make sure that you're using it better. That's how I do it. I use my money better. I live on a certain amount of money, and guys, no matter what, I make sure that I decrease my expenses so that I invest my money better. You understand? So that no matter what, I have no expenses. I make sure I stay away from the subscriptions. I go for what's free in life. I make sure I travel and I see numbers. For example, say Darwin is maybe $300 and Adelaide is $150. So then I calculate about by 14 days. I say, where's the most value? So when I go to Adelaide, I may have $20 a day extra to actually, just for experience. And then when I go to Darwin, I may have $12 a day for experience. And then when I stay in Perth, I may have $30 for actual experience every day. In a sense, so no matter what, that's putting the accommodation aside, also the food and the accommodation and the flights. You understand? So no matter what, based on that value, when I have $30 a day here in Perth for the next 3 weeks, I may as well stay in Perth because I have the most money value here. I have $30 a day here just by staying here. I may as well stay here and go to Adelaide where I've already been in Adelaide for $20 a day. You understand? So, or Darwin, I have $12 a day. That actually make me more limited over there in terms of some financial capacity. So I may as well stay in Perth right now and just do me here. So, am I limited? No, I'm not limited because it's my first time in Perth. It's been a week now since I've been here, so I may as well stay another 3 weeks. Very beautiful. I have more money value. I actually get to use the money. I get to do whatever I need to do. No matter what, guys, just expose yourself. Expose how you use your money. Expose your problem-solving abilities, and realize that no matter what, when the world judges you about how you live, guys, just say thank you very much. Make sure that you guys can live better than me. You understand? So no matter what, guys, just because I'm living on a certain amount of money, so will you. You will also live on a certain amount of money. So if you're rich right now, you'd understand what I'm doing. That I'm staying away from the 9 to 5 job. If you're poor, you'll be saying, oh, you must work the 9 to 5 because I work the 9 to 5. I never worked the 9 to 5. I'm not poor. You understand? I'm not poor. I have skills. I have abilities to be able to give people information to help them. And I forgive myself for how I do things in life, but I realize that I'm smarter than the crowd because I have no need to work a 9 to 5 job. I have a 24/7 job. I have a 24/7 job to work on me. So realize this now, that no matter what happens, I'm always a person who's in freedom. I'm always a person living my life. I use other people's money, as Robert Kiyosaki said. Use other people's money and forgive. Forgive people who are judging you, criticizing you for the way you live, and realize that you expose yourself completely on how you live life. It's that simple. Expose yourself completely about everything you've done, and it will be seen throughout history what you've done. No matter what, go and check my journal out. You'll see so many mistakes, how much perverted I was, how much skills and thoughts I had, and how much I give you in life. I have so much skills and thoughts in terms of my ability to succeed. So no matter what, my thoughts are always in accordance to what's better. You understand? So in accordance to having more thoughts, guys, you're always going to have more thoughts. You understand? And no matter what, you have to realize that more thoughts is a way for you to actually grab those thoughts and to teach it. It's never your thoughts in the first place. Your thoughts are never your thoughts. My ideas are constructed in my way, which makes them my unique writing capacity, which makes them my unique sayings, my own catchphrases, because guys, I write in a journal, and today I was actually writing in a journal, and I realized to just go deep within myself, and I said, you must do this because you see how they are nobodies and that you're somebody because you must focus on yourself the most. You realize that where you are right now, you're in Perth, you realize that they never care about you. Just because they're eating something means that you never care about them. No matter what, that's why I was teaching myself inside my journal today, And guys, I realized the state of forgiveness. And here I am doing how to forgive. No matter what, I do this how-to series just because no matter what, I have a motivational series where it helps me to be flexible about life. It helps me to actually forgive more. It helps me to actually do more content. So no matter what, when I'm doing more content for you in terms of life, you realize that no matter what, in life, you need to do content. The more content you produce, the more content you produce, the more you'll forgive. You understand? So the more problem-solving abilities you have, and the more you express your story, and the more you grow, the more you'll forgive. So to be able to put yourself on camera, and to be able to do something inside the camera, or inside writing, inside quotes, inside audio, guys, that's your chance to forgive yourself more and more. You have to solve people's problems more and more in order to create a service. Do you understand that? You need to create a service first. Go solve people's problems. Go become your own brand, your own business. That's the way you forgive yourself. The more you look at yourself in the camera, the more you are vibrant with life, traveling and financially free in terms of that you're able to travel, you're away from the 9-to-5 job, you have more than enough money, you have more than enough skills to actually grow yourself to become a multi-billionaire and more. Guys, realize more is better. The more you have, the more you forgive. Realize that the more you have, the more you forgive. So forgive yourself for who's looking at you and what's happening around the world. Guys, realize that there is no coronavirus, and that you realize that you forgive everything that's happening. Some people may say you must go out, you must do this. Forgive them. They may be controlling you. You forgive them for controlling you. You understand? You forgive people. You never seek to hurt them. When you're walking around, stop with the smirking and stop putting people down that you have a girlfriend and that you have sex with her behind other people's backs. Big deal. You understand? Big deal that you do. There are people in the world where they have sex with women who are very sexy in terms of looks and everything, and then they shun the person who has no woman or who is single. You understand? So never be that type of person who's very arrogant or intimidating, because people who are walking around intimidating others and scared of others, guys, those people never forgive. You have to forgive. You never be scared of anybody. You just forgive the person for what they're doing. There was a security guard today. He's just looking at me. He's just always looking at me what I'm doing. Always just like very, very just looking at me. Always looking at me in types of ways that can intimidate other people. And no matter what, I went up to him. I said, "Listen, the way you look at people intimidates people." And he said, "You mind your own business. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job, Barry. I'm doing my job." He's very serious about his security job. You understand? It's a security job. Be light-hearted. You understand? Have some lightness in your heart. When you're so serious about doing a job in terms of security job, you understand? It never makes sense. Just walk around, just look at people, but when you're looking at them 5-10 times what they're doing, you can instill fear into them. Why is so much into their business for? You look at the person once, everything's good. Is there a fire happening? Is there noise going on around? Use the scenery. Is there any to the person to help them? Understand? It's just so simple. Help people do something amazing. Make sure that you're never too much in people's businesses. Make sure no matter what, you're always forgiving, you're moving on. So when you're giving a speech, for example, you have to move on from what you've said. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in the same spot. You have to move on. You have to keep the audience interested in what you're saying. And how do you do that? You just move on. You talk about something else now. Talk about something else. What you've said now in the past, you've actually correlated in a different way. You've taught yourself. Go teach yourself something new that you've never done. You have to do something that you've never done to be able to succeed like others never have. And somebody else said that quote. No matter what, take credit and make sure no matter what that you own your own credit. But make sure that you realize that no matter what, that you credit others for when somebody else said some type of quote. And credit yourself when you said it. When you say a quote that's original for you and nobody else said it in life, credit yourself. You understand? Credit other people for how much they've helped you. Make sure that those people who helped you the most, those people who raised you, gave you money, fed you as you were growing up, that you're grateful for that. Even when they fed you meat. My family, my biological family, I'm my real family, my biological family fed me meat for 26 years. I'm thankful. Why? Because they eat meat today. They still eat meat. They have no idea what they're doing in terms of what's good to eat and what's never good to eat. In a sense, so I have nothing against people who raise me a certain way because they are that way right now. My biological family are poor people. My mum's doing much better than the rest of my family in terms of I'm doing much better than the rest of my family, but my biological mum is doing much better in terms of her biological family and my dad's biological family. But I'm doing the best in my biological family. I'm doing the far much more than all of them. You understand? So I'm more successful. And yes, some of my biological members are jealous of me. You understand? They're jealous of me, and I see it. And I just forgive them that they're jealous. I talk with them anyway, when I have to. And you have to realize that today the world is going upward, and you have to go upward with it, and you need to be 10 steps ahead all the time. You need to be creating content whether you like it or not. You understand? You have to create it. You have to push yourself to create. The more you push yourself, the more you become the person you need to be. Guys, I push myself today to do a video because I'm so inspired by daily life. I've been traveling the world 9 months now, and no matter what, the way I do it is smart. And you need to do something that way too. You need to realize that now, with the money you may get from life, no matter what, use it to your advantage. Get self-education with it. For 5 years, I was using the government's money. I was giving it towards self-education. I never really loved a 9-to-5 job. I never really kept a 9-to-5 job. I could never, ever keep a 9-to-5 job. Say you put me in a 9-to-5 job now, I'd never be able to make it in terms of make $1 million inside a 9-to-5 job. Say I worked a 9-to-5 job, guys, I'd never be able to keep the job. I'd be very, let's say, annoyed to be working a 9-to-5 job. Because I need to do much more than that. You understand? So I go where, for example, I need to do much better. I just do much better just being on my own traveling the world than working a 9-to-5 job. Because I never need to work for somebody else in the first place. I have a job. I work for myself. I have 1 million employees right now. And they're all my cells. They're all my blood flow, my skin. Everything, all my cells in my skin, my hair, are all my employees. You understand? I have employees. I'm the boss in my life. I'm living life on my terms. I'm never letting the crowd and people tell me what to do in life. What are they going to do? They're going to put me in a 9-to-5 job. I'll work minimum wage. I'll work 15 hours a week then. They can never make me work more than that. You understand? Nobody can make me in Australia work more than 15 hours. That's what it is. I can work minimum wage. I can work minimum wage around Australia and travel Australia, working 15 hours a week. I just say, yeah, I have to go, yeah, you'll give me a job? Oh yeah, oh okay. You give me a job, please. I'll work 15 hours here. I have to go in a week's time. I have to go to Perth from Sydney. Yeah, I have to go. What's wrong with you? You understand? How are they going to keep me in a 9-to-5 job? How are they going to keep me in a 9-to-5 job? I'll go to Perth, they give me another job. Yeah, give me another job. I'll work 15 hours. And guess what? In a week's time, I go to Darwin. What are you going to do now? I have to now apply for another job in Darwin. You understand? I have to apply for another job in Perth. I have to apply, so say from Darwin, yeah, come. I'll stay in Darwin for 3 weeks. I work 15 hours a week. Oh, no worries. I'll work 15 hours a week. I'll work 150 hours on me. And while I'm at the 9-to-5 job, I'll work on me too. And then I say, I have to go to Brisbane. I have to go. I have to find another job now. Because I'm changing state. I'm changing another city. So what's the point? Well, do you understand? So all I do is I just travel the world. I'm able to actually work for 15 hours. For example, I'm able to do everything I do. I'm able to do it. How I live life today is how I actually live life. So no matter what, wherever country you're living in right now, you can actually live there, grab the money from the government, okay, make sure that you're supporting yourself with it the best you can, make sure you have no bills, make sure you have no car, make sure you have no mortgage, make sure that you have self-education, you're actually on camera, make sure you're always investing money into your business through having personal data. So guys, what I do with personal data in life, I make sure that with personal data, that I get the discounts, 50% off. So there's discounts here in Perth where you find a $30 Optus SIM card for 35 gigabytes, you get it for 15. And I change my number every single month, or every single 2 weeks, or every time I use up the 35 gigabytes, I get the SIM card, I throw it away, I'll go grab another discount for for half the price. You understand? I'm always changing my number because I save money that way. You understand? My Instagram is my number. You just contact me on Instagram. That's always going to stay the same number. You understand? So, guys, how does this relate to forgiveness? It relates to forgiveness. When you save money, in terms of the money that you make decisions. So when you see, for example, my capital increase 2020, just yesterday I saved $17,000 in decisions. So there was a $15,000 decision I made to never do something in terms of some aspect of life, and no matter what, I just made that decision, and that's $15,000 already. And then I also made other decisions. You can go see the whole list, no matter what. So today I made the decision. I saved already $1.40 because I chose my peanuts that are actually $2.10 instead of the ones that are $3.50. I saved $1.40, so that's what I do. Each time I save some money that way in a better decision, I make a better decision in terms of finance, I write it down. I made a better decision in terms of, there was a $1.50 can of something, of chickpeas. I love chickpeas. I love to eat chickpeas. But then there was red kidney beans for 75 cents. I said, all right, forget chickpeas. I love chickpeas, but I went for red kidney beans for 75 cents. I just made money. I made 75 cents. You see? I made 80 cents there. I made 80 cents. The red kidney beans were 70 cents. So I wrote it down in my capital increase, 80 cents. There was Flight Centre. I said, I have to go to Flight Centre to see about Darwin. I said, nah, that's 10 minutes on my time. Capital increase for 2020, I saved 10 minutes. You understand? So I make financial decisions based on money, and I make time decisions, time management. So when I say, no, I'll never go to McDonald's because that way I save 20 minutes. You understand? I just save 20 minutes just by never going to McDonald's. It's so simple, guys. So realize that is a way to forgive. When you have more money, you'll forgive more. When you have more time, you'll forgive more. That's related to forgiveness. When you are making better decisions, you're doing life skills, you're doing something in accordance to coaching other people, you always have a way to forgive yourself. You understand? When I'm traveling the world, when I'm doing something in accordance to making sure that I have money to travel, guys, I'm using my calculations based on a fortnightly plan, right? There isn't right or wrong. And I'm always thinking about, hey, I have 14 days with this base of money. I calculate the accommodation and the food. From what's more from that, remember, it's what's more. Remember, it's never what's left, it's what's more. What's more from that point is I make sure no matter what that I go and experience life with that. You understand? Wherever I am, I may use it for a ticket somewhere else. I may use it for a bus trip somewhere else. So always calculate the accommodation and the food. How does that relate to forgiveness? Guys, it makes more sense for you to have better calculations in life. Have a better calculation method to have more time freedom, to have more finances, to be able to travel the world. Why would you go to Darwin when you have $600, okay, for example, and I have more than that? I have more money than ever because I'm better than yesterday. So no matter what, you have to realize that when you go to Darwin and it's $600, for example, you have $600 investment in yourself, you go to Darwin, that's $300. And then you have to give $25 a night over there for a hostel. And then you have maybe $12 a night in terms of staying in Darwin. When you could stay in Perth for $30 a night. It makes much more sense to stay in Perth for yourself. Do you understand? Go where the money value is. Go make sure that your money is the goalposts of your life. Make sure that when you're looking at calendar, you're actually looking at numbers also. So use the calendar as your time frame. Do you understand? How long will you stay here? 1 month. It makes sense. From 1 month, I can stay here for 2 weeks. Here, I can go for 3 weeks. Because that way, you're planning something ahead. Okay? So no matter what, no matter how much money you have, health is number one. Realize that. When you have the money and you have no health, guys, you have no life. I promise you. So realize this, that numbers have everything to do with forgiveness. When you have financial freedom and you're realizing that you're doing better in all aspects of life, physicality, you're doing better in physicality, you're doing better in health, you're doing better in something that's going to help you succeed, something that's going to help you to do better in life, something that's actually going to give value to other people, guys, that way you can forgive more. Okay? You forgive other people by looking better. You forgive other people by having more mentality, having a better mentality, having a better way of life, having more in life, having more money, more kids, more wives, whatever you need. You need more and more. You understand? You always need more. So no matter what, realize this, that life is to be right now. You need to be right now to be able to live the moment. If you're stuck doing drugs, you will always be resenting. Because you'll always be in shame and guilt when you do drugs. You'll always be in shame and guilt when you're watching pornography. Because guys, when you have people having sex in your mind all the time, day in and day out, that's all you think about. So stay away from pornography, it builds up. You watch the first porno video, guys, no matter what happens, it may replay once or twice in your day. You watch, over time, you watch 1,000 videos of pornography, guys, that the sex scenes are just crazy in your mind. So that makes you suffer, that makes you need to forgive yourself for what you've done. You have to forgive yourself. If you never forgive, you hold on to it. You hold on to those scenes. So forgive. Once you see somebody having sex in your mind, or whatever it is, make sure you forgive it. Forgive whatever you see. Forgive whatever you've done. Forgive people for everything that they've done to you. When your biological dad's hit you, okay, you're your own dad. But when your biological dad hits you, or your mum hits you, I mean, you're your own mum, but when your biological mum hits you, forgive them. When your brother, your biological brother hits you, just realize, just forgive them. Somebody hurt you, forgive them. Somebody caused you an accident, forgive them. Right away, never hold on to it. Move on from it. Die from the past. You understand? Die from the past. Never die in the past. You understand? Die from the past. And you never die in the future either. You never die in the future either. What you do is you just grow in the moment. There is no future. You understand? There is no future. What there is this moment. Forgive everything. Forgive me for the way I do life. Forgive yourself for the way you think about me. Forgive yourself about how you think about your mum and dad and everybody around you. Forgive yourself about the circumstances you have. You may be a victim of life. You may be a person who has a circumstance which is so challenging and nobody's helping you. Forgive yourself and everybody else for how you live life right now. Forgive. Once you forgive it, you will move on from it. You will find a better way. You'll get happier. You'll be happier. Forgive the people who are never calling you. Forgive them. Just say, hey, you just do this. You understand? So when you're actually forgiving, what you're doing is you're making sure that your emotions are no tension. No tension, no tension, no tension. You have no tension about anything. This is why Tai Chi is a forgiveness method. Do you understand? Tai Chi is very slow, and what Tai Chi does is just it helps you to forgive. It slices. You understand? You do it slices. You're doing something amazing. So you're just forgiving. You're forgiving, you're forgiving. And you're receiving. When somebody needs to give you something, receive it. Receive a present. But when you never need it, just say no thank you. When you never need something that somebody's giving you, maybe they're giving you peppermint tea and you never drink peppermint tea, why would you take it? Just say thank you very much and just say no thank you. If you need peppermint tea, grab it when it's a gift. You understand? Make sure that you're using every skill that you have. When you're hungry and you have no food, forgive yourself for having no food. Stop being ashamed about it. Stop being ashamed about your life. Forgive. As I said, make sure that you have no tension about it. Never tense up. Some people are so tensed up in life. Understand? What you need to realize is that when you're forgiving, you're letting go. Just let go of your emotions, bro. Let go of your emotions and how you speak. You understand? Let go of your emotions and how you speak, sister. Let go of your emotions. Stop trying to do and walk this way. Stop trying to walk this way in front of people. Just let go. Let go of your emotions totally. Totally. Be free. Be free with your emotions. Just let go. Let go, let go. Have no tension in your whole body, in your whole legs. Have no tension. Never in your face. Never be a person has to tense up their face to talk. You understand? I used to be a person who used to do this. I used to close my mouth in order to analyze people. I was so tensed up in my mouth, in my face. My face was like, when I was looking at people, I was like, they'd be scared of me. You understand? I was very tensed up, and I was, my eyes were this way, they were beaming. Do you understand? I was very tensed up in my face. I went to Toastmasters, and the Toastmasters person, my mentor, says, hey, you're very tensed up there. You understand? And I started to release my emotions. I started to let go of all the anxiety, all the fear I had. So I'll just give you my story for now, just so you understand. Guys, I lacked sex in life, I lacked women, okay? It was the biggest disgrace of my life. Guys, people around me were having sex, but guess what? I was having nothing of it. I started to cause jealousy. I started to hate them. I started to be jealous of it. That's the way I was. And I forgive myself for the way I was. I forgive myself. I forgive myself that they never have made anything in my life in terms of having a woman or anything like that. Because that's the worst way to go about life. That you need other people to help you with a woman. That you need other people to help you with a man. That you need your parents, your actual biological parents, to hook you up with someone to actually get married. So I was a person who liked sex. I was watching too much pornography, and the pornography that was in my mind, I had to forgive that. So I'd be going, I forgive her, I forgive. I see. And then I'd look towards the past, and I'd forgive them for rejecting me. I forgive them. I'm happy I forgive myself and everything. I repeat it every single day, and now I'm in a state of forgiveness every day because I just let go of the tension in me every single day. I'm always letting go of the tension. So when you're letting go of tension, what you're doing is you're never dying. You understand? You'll find out that there was a study done by scientists, and everybody's a scientist in life because everybody who has a mind can think. Do you understand? No matter what, you have to realize now, those people who died with tension were people who never forgave. You understand? People who have hard skin and a hard way of life and who have strong hearts and who are very serious about life and who are doing always the tough way and hard way. You understand? They're the people who are always the most, they're just very tensed up. Well, women and men, their skin is so, let's say, difficult. The difficult skin, they have a hard skin. When you touch their hands, when you shake their hands are just really, really cement. There's too much full of anxiety, those people. You understand? So people who, for example, they conducted a study and they said the person, when they died, had the hands this way. They were crunching the bottle. How much suffering they had when they died. But they find out in the study of those people who are light-headed and forgiving and growing and smart and doing things the smart way instead of the hard way. Think about it. When you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're doing it the hard way. When you're out of the 9-to-5 job and you're free, you're doing it the smart way. You understand? It just makes sense. So you find that people who died, who actually lived a happier life, are people who just died. They just died in a relaxed state. It's just relaxing is the way of life, but you have to realize that when you're dying in terms of relaxing, but that you're growing from it. Okay, you're growing, you're never dying. Never die, but die to the past. So it's a relaxing feel. You need to relax. You need to relax more and more. You need to start doing this. And just, hey, let go of the tension, hey, please. Please let go of the tension. Let go of the tension. Let go of the tension. You understand? I used to be funny like that. I'm still funny. No matter what, you have to realize you can also just shake it out. Shake it all about. Do the walkie-talkie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. You understand? That's how I used to grow up watching that. And I used to just, do you understand? It's about, hey, come on, let's just move around. Let's be flexible. Let's have some gymnastics in us. Let's have some athletics in us. Let's have some athleticism. Let's start doing tai chi. Let's do something to let go of the moment. In terms of, let's let go of the moment to live in the moment. You have to live in the moment. You have to make sure that you're growing from the moment. You have to make sure that you're dying from the past. You understand? Die from the past. Make sure that you're a person who is growing in the moment. You're never letting go of the moment, but what you're doing is you're becoming more in the moment. You understand? You're becoming more, but you're letting go of your tension in the moment. Okay? You're never losing the moment. When you're drinking alcohol, when you're doing something that's really, let's say, drugs, medication, when you're relying on other people to solve your problems, guys, you'll never be anybody. Okay? Make sure that you are the one solving your own problems. Happiness happens from the inside. There's a quote that says that. And you have to realize that when happiness happens in the inside, it means you must create your own happiness. How do you create your own happiness? You look to yourself to solve your own problems. A psychologist, you can give them $1 million. They may solve three of your problems. Three of your problems, you on your own can solve millions of problems. You just have to learn how. You have to read more. You have to grab more ideas from people, and that's how you forgive. You grab more from people, and then you give more than that. You understand? You give more and more and more. Make sure that when you are reading, you're giving first. First you give. Do you understand? So for example, say you read a book, okay? You're giving your time anyway. You understand? When you're reading something for free, when you're a person who only goes for free stuff, guess what? That's the best way of life. Go for where the free information is. Go where the best information is. So sometimes there's a free book that is for free, and it can be the worst information for you. You understand? But it's free. It's a rich feel. It's free. It's good that it's excellent that it's free. But when you have maybe something that's really valuable and excellent that you can read for $15, go give the money for $15 so that you can have more than $15. So you can have more than that. So you can have ideas. So you can have something. So you invest in your money and you invest in yourself. You understand? Always be investing in yourself more than your money. Invest in yourself more than everybody else. Make sure that you have money working for you and that you are never working for money. You understand? Make sure that money is working for you. How does money work for you? Make sure that no matter what, you discipline yourself more in terms of mindset to stay away from what's taking your money in terms of subscriptions, maybe a car. So for example, say you have a car. It takes $5,000 to maintain it every year. Insurance, tires, motor, turbo, exhaust pipe, leather, interior, whatever you're into. No matter what, I'm into veganism, okay? No matter what, when you have maybe interior that's so luxury, you have to put some extra money in it. And I always suggest you never put leather in your interior. You understand? It's leather. Okay, be more nice to the world. Make sure that you're never killing animals. Make sure you're never eating them. Okay, that's the way I see life. So no matter what, it's never about what they think. It's about what you think. Give them ideas, but make sure that you're staying in integrity with yourself, because it's about you. So no matter what, guys, realize this: your car may be costing you, and it, taking your money, maybe taking $5,000 from you every single year. When you throw it away, guess what? You have money working for you now. You understand? You just threw away your car. That's $5,000 a year to maintain. Now you have money working for you. You have $5,000 every single year. You can do something. That's how you make money work for you. You may be eating pizza. As soon as you let go of pizza, you have $2,000 extra. You may be a person who eats $2,000 worth of pizza every single year. You let go of pizza, you have $2,000 working for you right away. You may be a person who drinks Coca-Cola can every single day. That's $2 a day. Let's say it's $2 a day. $760 you save just by throwing a Coca-Cola can. You never drink it again. You save $760. And so say you drop Coca-Cola, you drop the pizza, and you drop the car. That's $7,760 you just saved every single year. You just have to maintain your discipline to never go there again. You understand? That's what it is. That's how you make money work for you. That's what money is all about in terms of making money work for you. You understand? And you need to realize that you are much better than money. You are much more priceless. You are a person who is a human being. You understand? Now, money is energy. Money is part of you. You understand? So the more money you have, the more you have yourself. You understand? So no matter what, think about money as yourself. Okay? Think about me as you. Think about the dog as you. Think about everything that you see that's your imagination. When you go to Perth, when you go to Australia, when you go to some area of life, when you see someone in life, see him as you. Okay? When you see a building that's so big, see that building as you. You understand? So you're always correlating a better life with what you're doing. You're always forgiving in the moment. You're always realizing that everybody around you is you. Okay? Make sure you're never doing something poor. Make sure that you're never lifting people down. Lift people up. Okay? Lift people up and make sure you're forgiving. Make sure you're receiving. Make sure that you're always giving money to gain more money. Okay? So what does this all have to do with forgiveness? It has everything to do with forgiveness. So when you have more money, you have more forgiveness. When you have better decision making, you have more forgiveness. Figure out which people in the world are very popular and go learn from them and you'll be much more popular. You understand? It's about high popularity and higher than that. Let's break through the roof. You understand? There is no limits in life. When you're forgiving, you'll always be unlimited. You'll always be a person who is courageous. You'll always be a person who is abundant, rich. Prosperity is coming your way always when you're forgiving. So realize that no matter what, I can feel some tension in me right now. Why? Because of the way I am. So what I do is, I realize I just have to relax. I have to relax my state of composure when I'm giving a video. I have to pay more attention to me when I give a video. So when I do this, that way I'm much more relaxed during the video. I have no tension now in my back because I've actually placed some attention on it. So you have to pay attention to yourself and you have to pay attention to what you lack and you have to forgive what you lack. Understand? So anything that you lack, anytime you go into lack feeling and a lacking state, just realize to forgive everything that you lack. Forgive everything you lack and you'll be grateful for what you have. It's that simple. So gratefulness is always a way for you to actually live your life more abundantly. So when you're forgiving, you always find yourself more joyful, you always find yourself more happy, you always find yourself doing something amazing. So no matter what, you're always in a state of composure, you're always in clarity mode, you're always doing something in terms of mindset, you're always lifting yourself up. Guys, that's life. Life is forgiveness. Life is making sure you're always doing some content, but making sure you're just forgiving yourself and how much content you have to do. You understand? If you're stressed out negatively about how much you're doing in life, guys, forgive yourself about being negatively stressed. See that no matter what, you self-reflect. Self-reflection is forgiveness. You understand? So when you're forgiving, you're actually being self-reflective. You're actually doing something amazing. You're relaxing and you're just being you. And being you is you being in a state of forgiveness. You're finding ways to actually speak. You're finding actually what to do. You're doing something according to your life. And you're producing content each and every day. You're doing 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours of content every single day. You're doing as much as you can. You're relaxing and you're just enjoying your life. Making sure that no matter what happens, that people around you are never scaring you. Guys, if they scare you, forgive them that they scared you. Forgive yourself that you were scared. You'll grow from it. You understand? If somebody's intimidating you, if somebody is having sex with your wife, if somebody's having sex with your husband, if somebody took your kid, whatever, forgive them. You understand? And when you're worried in life, make sure that you're forgiving that you're worried. Understand? Make sure you're forgiving the person you are. Forgive yourself about what you've done and who you've hurt and where you've went in life and how much other people have more in life. Forgive them that they have more. Forgive other people that they grow more, that they do more, that they are having more sex. Forgive. Forgive that they look better. Forgive that they have the muscles. Forgive them that they have the woman, that they have the kisses, that they kiss on New Year's Eve and you have nobody. Forgive that you compare in life. When you're comparing with other people, forgive yourself for actually comparing. Forgive yourself for actually being egotistical and for being a person who is very jealous, for example. Forgive yourself for never finding the words to say it. Forgive yourself for making a fool of yourself and embarrassing yourself in front of people, and for drinking alcohol, and for smoking cigarettes, and for doing drugs, and for whatever you've done in life. Forgive yourself for speeding and for causing someone an accident, for killing someone. Forgive yourself about it. Forgive yourself. It's the only way to live life. Forgive yourself for causing problems, for traumatizing people, and for dragging people down. Just forgive. Forgive that they reject you. Forgive that they never speak to you. Forgive that they never like your statuses and posts. Forgive them. Forgive that they never follow you nor say hi. Forgive that they never are in your life. Forgive that they never realize that who you are right now is a much better person. You need to realize that there's a world out there. You're saying you forgive the world out there. You forgive yourself and you forgive the outside world. For everything. That's the way I see life. You're always forgiving. You're always in a state of forgiveness. You're always doing something amazing. You're doing something to realize, hey, yes, Daddy Milivojevic may be a person who is, let's say, financially free. And no matter what, I'm always financially free. I'm a person who is growing up. No matter what, that's the way I see myself. So no matter what people are thinking about me, I'm always a person saying, hey, whatever you think about me, you keep it to yourself. You understand? Keep it to yourself. I never expect you to tell me how I feel and how I do life. Because guess what? I'm out of the 9-to-5 job. I'm happier than ever. I'm living my life. And nobody can do anything about it. Except for me. So when I feel the necessary that, hey, I have to go work a 9-to-5 job now, I will. But for me, right now, I'm very happy, so I may as well be happier now. I'm happier now. And I actually have to say, I'm happier now. Because then that is actually the actual truth about it. So living life according to freedom, according to your own terms, making sure that you have nobody saying, hey, you have to go do the papers and you have to go chuck the rubbish and all that. I have no need for those people. You understand? I have a life. I have something to do all my life. Guys, find something to do. Make sure that no matter what, if you're depressed today, forgive yourself for being depressed. Forgive yourself for going to mental health institutes and for being in rehab and for causing drama and for doing illegal drugs and for legally bashing someone. You understand? Never cause violence. Make sure that when you're in violence, you're never shaming yourself about it, but you're forgiving yourself about it. You say sorry, you shake hands, and you just go your way. You understand? Forgive yourself and make sure you never raise the issue. Forgive yourself for raising issues. Forgive yourself for blaming someone, for complaining, for making excuses, for whining and complaining, for crying. Forgive yourself for crying. Forgive yourself for any lack that you have, any type of self-esteem issues, any type of problems that you have. Forgive yourself for your problems. Forgive yourself for your problems and you'll always be in a better place. And how do you do that? You just release tension. So you have to release tension again. I have to always constantly be able to realize to pay attention more to myself as I give a video. So you just realize that you always must move around each and every second, just so you can always feel yourself and how you feel in the moment. You understand? Forgive yourself for letting go. Forgive yourself about animals hurting you or anything hurting you, for falling down, for tripping down, for injuring yourself. Forgive yourself. Remember, it's never about bashing your mind. You understand? Never bash yourself over what you've done. Forgive yourself over what you've done. Just let go of it. You say, I realized I bashed him. I forgive myself now for it. You understand? Take ownership that you bashed that person. You understand? I realized that I spat in the person's face and I apologize. And I'm letting go of it. I'm happy I forgive you. I'm happy I forgive myself. Just say it. Repeat it with affirmations. I'm happy I forgive you. Say it to the person, I'm happy I forgive you. I'm happy I forgive you. I'm happy I forgive myself. Please, please, please. Give me a hand. Let's shake hands. Please, please, please. And no matter what, you're just letting go of all the tension. You're forgiving people with your no tension in your body. You understand? You're just letting go of the tension. You're letting go of the person you are right now. You're letting go of the person you are. Everything you've done, who you are right now, let's let go of it. Let's let go of me too right now. I'm letting go of who I am now because guess what? I'm growing into a better person. Everything I am, I need to be more than this. Yes, I need to be more than this. I have to be a person who's far greater than I am now. I have to let go of this person now. I have to shed my skin. I have to shed myself like a snake, you understand? I have to shed into a better person. So I'm always forgiving myself for who I am today. I'll forgive myself right now. You understand? So we have to forgive, we have to forgive, we have to receive, we have to make sure we're a blessing in life. You understand? So no matter what, when you're paying attention to other people more, forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself about your thoughts. Forgive yourself about how you write, or how much flaws you have, or how your nose looks like. Forgive yourself about your nose and about everything about your life. You understand? Forgive yourself about everything you've done. You understand? That's the way of true forgiveness. Just let go of the tension. Okay? Make sure that you're producing more content. Make sure that content is queen and king in your life. Make sure no matter what, that you are number one in your life. Okay? Be selfish about yourself. Be a person who is producing more content like this, helping to inspire people to do something much better. Solve people's problems about everything. I promise you, when you create a service, when you make sure that other people get what they want, you'll get what you need. So no matter what, you must get others to get what they need, and you'll get what you need. Zig Ziglar. You understand? So realize this now. Just realize to just never wish, but then when you wish for the better. So just wish for something. It starts with a wish, and then you go and do it. You understand? When you wish for something, you have that as a goal, and then now you have to go do it. Now you have to make it into a need, and you have to realize that you start off with small goals. You start off with big goals. You start off with the biggest goals possible. You start off with the biggest massive goals, and then you show the micro goals needed to be able to achieve it. So sometimes to gain $1 billion, you have to create a way for you to actually be able to achieve that. So you need to start saying, these are the small goals needed, these are the collective goals needed to get to that point. And you have to find out what those creative goals are. It can be self-education, it can be growth, it can be confidence building, it can be leadership, it can be doing a service, problem-solving abilities, it can be planning something, it can be more content, driving more content in the world, having a bigger legacy, doing something that other people can never do, being the 1% of the world, going where somebody in terms of 99% of the world can never go. You understand? Make sure that you're a somebody. I'm always a somebody. Make sure that the 99% of the world is going one way while you're the 1% of the world going somewhere else. You understand? Make sure that you're always a somebody. Make sure that you're letting go. Make sure no matter what you're seeing what to do, what to say, you're always figuring out a better life. Make sure that you always repeat, I'm somebody. You understand? When somebody calls you a nobody, you understand? Make sure that you call yourself a somebody. Say, I'm a somebody. And just realize to never be around those people who call you nobody, who laugh at you. And just realize, no matter what, there's no shame about that. But forgive them. Forgive them right away. Bub, bub, bub. In the first second. Bub, bub, bub. In this moment. Forgive. The person's cracking another woman, just forgive them for that. Forgive them. Forgive. Otherwise, you're going to hold onto resentment. You're going to hate the person for hitting other people. You never hate people in the first place. You forgive them. When you forgive, you'll be rich. You'll be richer. You have more money. You have more spirituality. You do something much more amazing. You'll never be jealous of people because you're forgiving. When somebody's trying to make you jealous, forgive them, and you'll be a much better person. So you don't even worry about them. You never judge. When you're judging someone, forgive yourself for judging. You understand? That way you'll take actual appropriate action to make sure that you're more accountable and that you're actually more responsible. You have to realize sometimes to forgive yourself and never listen to silence also. You need to realize that you need presence, you need something amazing. You need to realize that when you're walking past streets, people are smoking, forgive them for smoking, never be irritated by it. If someone's suffocating you, forgive them for it. You'll be a stronger person for it. You'll be more light-headed, and you'll be a person who is able to actually get yourself out of that position. You're stuck in your position, forgive yourself. You understand? Forgive yourself for the person you are. You lack something in life, forgive yourself for lacking. Forgive yourself for what you lack. Think about everything you lack, and then forgive yourself about everything that you lack. Forgive yourself about everything that you lack. I lack nothing in life. I forgive myself already for everything I lack. So everything I lack right now, everything I lack, I lack worth, so I have to forgive myself for that. I'm more worthy now. I just own up to it. I lack, what else do I lack? See, let's have a look. I lack the ability to have a person in my life. I forgive myself because I'm the only person I need. Yeah, I just forgive myself right now. What else do I lack? I lack the ability to succeed. I forgive myself for lacking the ability to succeed. Understand? I just let go of the tension right now. And this is honest right now. What else do I lack? The ability to have someone. I just forgive myself for the ability to have someone. Understand? There you go. It's so simple. I just forgive myself. That's all you do. You look at what you lack and you forgive yourself about it. And you'll be much more happy about it. Understand? You forgive yourself. You grow, you grow, you grow, you learn, you receive, you give, and you realize you're just becoming a richer person as you are forgiving. Guys, no matter what, I hope that you've enjoyed this life and that no matter what, you still keep on living on. And no matter what, sometimes I actually get nervous about how to actually finish a video. And no matter what, I forgive myself for it. See, I caught myself in a moment. You understand? I forgive myself for making my videos the way they are. And I realize I make mistakes, but guess what? I own up to it because I just said and I've shown you what the problem was before. So no matter what, guys, the way I see life is that when I make a mistake, I own up to it. And I put it on video too, and I make a fool out of myself, and I forgive myself for it. Guys, no matter what, make sure that you guys are enjoying your life. And see that? I forgive myself for it. See, I forgive myself for actually even being the way I am right now, because I have to grow from that. I have to be more. I have to be more than this. You understand? I've moved on from that. You understand? So how am I going to finish this video? It never really matters. You understand? What matters is that I just become better. That's the way I see life, and I just forgive myself for who I am today. I forgive myself for who I am today. And that's it. I just keep on forgiving myself in the moment, and make sure to just finish the video how I need to. You understand? No matter what, I have the ability to make sure that I have myself a selfie stick also, and I have myself a selfie stick remote. Why? Because it helps me to forgive. It helps me to really do this. Hey, what's happening, mate? What's happening, boys and ladies?